First of all, I want to say good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us on this morning. Over the last year and a half, Youngstown City, we've had a COVID-19 team. And our team, we were meeting daily, and then it went on to weekly, and now we're at a stage we continue to meet weekly. And one of the things that we focus on is the trends. We focus on what's happening, not just in the city, not just in the state, but across the nation. Erin Bishop, our health commissioner, is actively as well involved in talking with other health commissioners across the state. I think she's on a 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. call with the governor on Mondays, and she gets the information. And today we really want to give you an update of where we are with the variant. The variant, if you notice, across the nation and across the state of Ohio, if you look at our numbers in Ohio, and I want to drill down to where we are in Ohio, the county and the city, the county and the state, we're red, and we're getting to those numbers that are more hospitalizations, more cases, and it's all, the bottom line is that there's those who refuse to get vaccinated, and because they won't get vaccinated, we've got to do things different, how we operate in the city of Youngstown. What I'll do is I'll have Erin give you her update of what she knows, and then I'll come back and explain some of the things that we want to put in place to deal with that. Erin?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to kind of give you where we're at as it comes to numbers, especially focusing on the city of Youngstown. So we have seen a rise in our cases over the past several weeks. On an average, we were reporting about 28 cases beginning of August, and that was in comparison to the 14 cases we were getting in June and July. I just had our epidemiologist report, pull up a report today, and we're now at 50 per week, so we've almost quadrupled our time since July. So we really are concerned. I know people are talking about the Delta variant, and she checked today, and right now we only have one case of the Delta variant that they have discovered here in Youngstown, but we're assuming that it is going to continue to increase here. What we're really talking about is the masking issues, and I think as we see schools getting back into session, when I was on the call with the governor today, he was really encouraging us to get our schools on board for masking and to really start to talk to our schools. I know here in Youngstown, our diocese, came out at the beginning of August for all their schools to make sure that it was up to the parents if they wanted their students to mask. And then by last Friday, so after one day of some of them being in school, they now have mandated masks in all of the diocesan schools throughout the 5-county area that is overseen by our Youngstown diocese. So I think we're going to continue to see this happen at the state level as well as our local level. And I think as of right now, the Youngstown City Schools will be full-time masking. Again, as we see the Delta variant increasing and it's affecting our children, this is really important to do this because, as you know, we still, for kids 11 and under, do not have the ability to get them vaccinated. So we want to protect our kids. Remember how at the beginning we were protecting our elderly and our loved ones and our grandparents. Now we need to start protecting our young ones. So with that being said, I still, again, think it's very important to continue to wear your mask. I know there are places now that you go into that you have to wear a mask regardless of your vaccination status. I don't think we planned on being here. I think we thought as a nation, as a state, as a city, we'd have more people vaccinated. Unfortunately, here in the city of Youngstown, we are still under 50% of the number of people who are vaccinated. I will say that just over the past weekend, we've had over 50 people in the city become vaccinated for their very first time, which for us is a huge success. I was happy to report that this morning to our governor, and he too was really impressed on seeing our numbers because I was usually reporting, 5, and we celebrate any vaccine, but to share today we had over 50 was great. I also know as the booster shots are coming out, right now we are serving anyone that is immunocompromised that needs their booster shot. We ask that they have a conversation with their healthcare team, and if their healthcare team feels that they need to get that booster shot, they can immediately come to the health department and we will do that. Just so you know, they can come any day to the Youngstown City Health Department, Monday through Friday. We are doing vaccinations from 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. So any day of the week, you can come in right now, just right now for the people that are immunocompromised. Eventually, as we move into the next phases, as we get to that 8-month point for the people that had gotten vaccinated late December, getting their second vaccine late January, their 8 months will be here shortly in October. So look for us to be doing, more of those mass clinics just to help. There are so many places you can get it now. But as one health commissioner in Columbus stated this morning, some people feel comfortable where they went for their very first one, because they knew where Eugenia was. They know where that's at now. They liked the people that gave their shot. They felt comfortable with the nurses, the process. So they may want to come back to where they got their first 2 shots at, and we'll be there for them. And then, we just continue to be around and doing vaccination at different places in our city. I know we've seen an increase at Jazz in the Park, where people want to, they're enjoying the jazz, but they still want to get that vaccination. We're offering incentives. Right now, our incentives are for a $100 Visa gift card, as well as a voucher to get one seat at our amphitheater. So again, we are very concerned about our numbers, but we know that we can do things to protect ourselves. We can, number 1, get the vaccine, get vaccinated. Number 2, continue to wear your mask. It's very important, especially those that are unvaccinated, to continue to wear the mask, social distance, because the more layers that we put on, the better the increase that people do not get COVID-19. So unfortunately, COVID-19 right now is here to stay, and we just need to learn how to live with it and live with it safely. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. As we talked about, the vaccinations across the nation are not meeting the projected goals. We are currently under the 70% that those who needed to be vaccinated. I don't know if you remember when everything was opening up, we needed to be at 70% to be in a herd immunity. We have not gotten there. If you heard Erin say we're under 50% in the city of Youngstown, in a matter of the drastic increase in the new cases. And since the state legislators have removed the emergency order of the state, I think they've put a pretty big handicap on the governor. Knowing and my talks with the governor, he is really open to making sure that we wear masks. And as the mayor of the city of Youngstown, I look to protect the citizens in our surrounding community. And today I'm placing an executive order on that everyone who in all city-owned buildings will be required to wear a mask. This isn't due to part of the COVID-19 very rapidly spreading, and the fact many of our city employees have been affected by COVID-19 within this last few months. So we will be instituting and putting on a mask mandate in all city-owned buildings. It will go into effect 8/24/21, which is tomorrow, and will remain into effect until further notice. We have to do what we can locally to protect our citizens, protect our residents, also and protect our employees. And for those who are out there and say this might not seem fair, the only thing I will tell you is get vaccinated. And once we all get vaccinated, then we can look at life a little differently, and we won't have to wear these masks, even in city-owned buildings. So we're going to do our part as a team that we can control. And those who are out there, I encourage all the other leaders across the state, across the city, across the county, to do likewise so that we can stop this variant from spreading. Thank you. Questions?
Two real quick,
Aaron?
just so I can clarify. For you, Mayor, anybody, regardless of vaccine status, in a city building, whether it's St. Paul, I guess theoretically this building,
Yep.
must be masked up.
Mask up.
Starting tomorrow.
Yep.
Even if vaccinated.
Even if vaccinated.
To Erin, real quick, you mentioned, and I just want to make sure I got the figures right. You mentioned at one point in June, July, it was 14 cases. The average, that was 14 a week or 14 a day?
No, 14 per week.
And now you're 50 plus
Per week. Yes, correct.
Quick question for Erin.
Yes.
You were talking about schools earlier and some of the things that schools could be doing. I know there's some organizations in the state that are trying to organize testing either once or twice a week
Yes.
for schools. Is that something that in your conversations with the governor, have you heard any word on maybe something that the state is looking into to promote, or is it something that maybe even locally we're looking to promote?
I don't see us locally doing that anytime soon to do the testing. That's a lot, that going on that. And I know, be honest with you, in just my conversations with the governor, I haven't really heard any health commissioners come out talking about that's one of the options that most schools are going to do, because it's just not. You know what I mean? It's masking or not masking. That's more of the issue as opposed to the testing. Where I think you'll see maybe testing more at the college level, because I know YSU's coming back this week, and I know for you to move into the dorms, you had to have a negative test. So I know you'll see that on our, college level, but I don't see it happening, at our elementary and high schools here.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Thank you, guys.
I was going to add one more thing. I'm sorry. Right before I came, it came through breaking news that the Pfizer was fully FDA approved. So that could be a game changer right now, where people can start to mandate because it is fully approved as opposed to an emergency. So you may start seeing new things. And again, I was on a call with Mike Durkin this morning saying, I don't know when Pfizer is going to be fully, and within 2 minutes it changed. So we just continue to thank the news for getting out that information as quickly as possible, and then we just move as much as we need to put everything out. So thank you.
To that end, Erin,
Yeah.
if you can, there have been people that thought, when and if that happened,
Yes.
that might be
I mean,
tripwire for
we hear it all the time, in our own families, where once it's FDA approved, that was everyone's they go to, well, it's not approved yet, it's just an emergency. So I think, yes, so we're going to go back now and probably get some more Pfizer and be able to do that to get those people that were on the waiting till it was fully approved. So
I think that will help.
I do, absolutely. I think in the last week, just people really being educated about the Delta variant and seeing how it's affecting our hospitals again and this and that, where, over the country, they had 1 million last week, which was a lot, so I do, even myself, we were going 5 a week newly vaccinated, and to have 50 in 4 days, that was a big jump. So, I mean, it's incentives, yes, a small piece of it, but I think more the education piece, where people are like, okay, maybe it's time. It's been 9 months now, I'm ready. So, thanks.
One more for the mayor. Mayor, where does the $1,000 bonus for city employees to get vaccinated stand, and what is your feeling on it?
Well, it stands with City Council, and I think any opportunity that we can do so, but you have to talk to some members of City Council that they proposed that. I did not sponsor that legislation, so they'd be better to explain to that. I mean, the governor did $1 million. I mean, the question is, what's a good balance? I know what's the going rate is probably $100, $200 across the state. 1,000 is a lot when you look at it citywide. But I think at the end of the day, it's up to the City Council to really explain their thought process on doing $1,000. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Yeah.